Hello guys, and welcome to another World of Tanks tank review with me, Scopetactics. Sorry it's been a while, but today we're going to be looking at one of the gems in the Chinese line, the Type T-34. It might take a while to get used to if you're used to, high alpha guns with slow rate of fire, but if you've been playing with the British, then I think you'll come to like this little tank. Right, let's go through the stats then, shall we? First of all, 450 hit points. If we compare that to the other medium tanks, let's start off with the Germans. Panzer IV, 420. So that's 30 points more than the Panzer IV. Panzer III/4, 380. Pretty pitiful for a medium tank. The British, I don't know if you consider the Crusader a medium tank, consider this a light purveyor, but, Crusader gets 410. That's 40 points better than a Crusader. The Americans, both the M7 and the M4 have the same health pool at 400, so it's still 50 points more than those. And last but not least, the T-34. The original T-34. 50 points more than that as well. Wow. So the tank's got a pretty large health pool. But that's not the most amazing feature of the tank. It's got a pretty decently powerful engine, a great top speed of 55 kilometers an hour, but you'll probably only reach that going downhill. On flat ground you can expect to get around 40. Excellent traverse speed of 42 degrees per second, which I believe... Let's get up to T-34 so we can compare it to the original. I think we have to look at the top tracks for this, don't we? Yeah, top tracks, a traverse speed of 40. So it's 2 degrees per second faster in that regard. Now with the top turret on the T-34, the Russian one, it has the same hull armour and the same turret armour. Great rate of fire on the gun. Let's bring up the gun just to show you. Let's bring up the research tree. So obviously when you start off you'll have the 76mm gun, 86mm of penetration, 110 damage. Good rate of fire but horrific accuracy, 0.46. Decent aiming time though. But as soon as you can you want to research this turret, and then you want to get to the gun. Because the gun is the jewel in the Type T-34's crown. Look at that, 26 rounds a minute. 112 penetration, 85 damage. 0.34 accuracy is very good. 2.3 second aiming time, very decent as well. While we're here, I will say that even though the radios on the Type T-34 are the same, if we have a look at the T-34's engine the radio, in comparison, you'll see that even though it's the same one, you have to research it on both tech trees. I thought that was a bit odd. I think the engines are the same as well. They certainly share the same engine power at 500 on the top engine, which is more than enough. But the Type T-34 doesn't get the 76mm gun the T-34 gets. But honestly, I don't know if I could recommend that anyway. Even though it's got 125mm of penetration and 115 damage, it's got a decent rate of fire at 10.5 rounds per minute, but it does have 0.41 accuracy and 2.9 second aiming time. I can't really see myself recommending that over the 57mm. Definitely not. So what else does this tank have? It has a turret traverse speed of 48 degrees per second, which is, I believe, is 1 degree slower than the T-34's, which is 49 degrees. They share the same view range on the top turret and the same signal range as we've already seen with the radio. So, how should you play this tank? Personally, when I was playing it, I've just finished grinding it out for both the tanks, so I've actually taken my equipment off. But you can play it in one of two ways. The way I was playing it was camouflage net, binocular telescope, and a gun rammer. Always have a gun rammer. That's why I've trained my crew in camouflage as well. If you wanted to be more aggressive and really, use this tank as a sort of brawler and play peekaboo. You can have a gun rammer, vents, and a gun lane drive. So this tank has options. Depending on your playstyle, you can switch it up. Now, crew skills. For all of these crew members, I would recommend starting off with camouflage. Let's go through them one by one. Let's get them all up here. So the loader. Everybody knows that loader skills aren't that great. I probably keep him trained in camouflage. Or you could switch it out for brothers in arms. I wouldn't recommend getting any of the loader skills. Unless you wanted safe stowage, but I don't think I've ever been armor racked in this thing, and I've played a lot of games in it. So the loader, camouflage or brothers in arms. The radio operator. Train him up in camo first, like all the rest. If you plan to get everybody in brothers in arms, put him in brothers in arms. Situational awareness could be good. The 350mm view range, 350 meter view range is okay, especially for this tier, but there's nothing wrong with boosting that. Signal boosting, you could kind of go with that. 525 meters is really mediocre. Personally, I think I'd recommend camouflage on him. I don't really go with the radio operator skills. The driver. There was a couple of interesting ones on here. Even though I've got camouflage selected, clutch braking could come in handy, but to be honest, it's got a pretty fantastic traverse speed already. I don't think you need that. Smooth ride could definitely be handy. Off-road driving, I can't argue with that. That's a pretty good skill for this tank. Controlled impact, I don't think you want to be ramming in this tank too much, as it doesn't weigh that much. And at tier 5 you don't want to be doing much ramming at all. And the commander. As I said on my previous tank review, I think, could look like an idiot if I didn't, I recommend Mentor most of the time. Mentor is another great skill, which I think is really underrated. It gets the other crew member skills up much faster. I think it's 1% bonus for every 10% of the commander's current skill in it. So no, 1% bonus for 10%, 2% bonus for 20%, 3% bonus for 30%, and so on. And once it maxes out, everybody gets 10% extra bonus. Recon, again, could be good. Jack of all trades. I never really see the appeal of that. That's what medkits are for. Eagle Eye, never really had much time for that. Sixth Sense. That's always handy. I can't argue with Sixth Sense. In fact, I'd recommend switching out for Sixth Sense once your skill gets to 100%. Now, interestingly enough, the commander is also the gunner. So you don't want him dead. You want to use a med kit on the commander if you can, as soon as he dies, because it's essentially taking up 2 roles. Personally, apart from Snapshot, I don't think any of this is needed. Especially not Deadeye, because it was a fast-firing gun. It's not meant to do massive alpha damage and then go back. You can put so many holes in people with this gun. So that's crew skills. A really good tank altogether. You don't need any premium ammo, so don't waste your time with that. And always standard consumables. Repair kit, med kit, and fire extinguisher. Although I don't think I've ever used a fire extinguisher in this tank once. I don't think the engine is that vulnerable, or if I have, we're just in low enough tiers that people don't know to shoot at it. Anyway, that's the initial review of the tank in the very nice, I think Wargaming called it Veterans Day, so it's a Veterans Day garage, but over in the UK here we call it Remembrance Day. A little bit of tidbit of information for you there. Just before we jump into a replay, I've noticed the only tank here that's British is, I think that's a Churchill, a Mark 1. No, there's no other British tanks here, and that's another Churchill, but there, isn't it? Yes, it must be. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into a replay. I think I've got 2 good ones for you. Bear with me. And here's the first replay I have for you guys on my Type T-34. I'm playing with a fellow member of Cirque, Bacon Bumps. And don't be alarmed by the massive difference in interface I have. I've been messing around with a few mods today. Just speed up the beginning here, because nobody wants to see the beginning 30-second countdown. So as you can see, fairly standard game here. So we can show off how great the Type T-34 is. So I have no idea where my team are really going, so I decided to get into position on the hill. Give myself a good vantage point on the entire map, really. It's a bit risky, but if you know the right spot, it's not too bad. So back to normal speed here as I get into position behind this rock. Nice spot. Another Type T-34 over there. Just start putting shots into it. Probably stayed out of cover longer than I should have there, but I wanted to get some damage off. I start shooting that Panzer IV. Got one shot into him before he went backwards. And I think we get 1 or 2 more into it. Yeah, I think it's just, the VK gets him. See, the rate of fire on this gun is incredible. I spotted BDRG-1B down there. Start putting fire into it. Unfortunately missed that one. I'm sure we could have got him if we just predicted where he was going. I try and give my platoon mate a hand over there, but I can't seem to get a shot on him. But it looks like the other guys have got it. But I just help him out a little bit. The accuracy of this gun is very good. I see the 3001D there, it's not putting fire into it. Just put in shell after shell into it, seeing if we can get as much damage off as we can. I've noticed the BDRG-1B has been lit up again. So probably not the best decision. I try and get the kill. I could probably have left him, but at this point I was getting a bit greedy for kills since I realised we were probably going to lose. Also noticed the Panzer IV Schmalturm down there. But I really want this BDR. So against my better judgment I decided to charge down towards him. Completely forgetting that the 3001D's on the hill behind me. See? 1 shot on the move, and 2 shots destroying him before he can even turn around and shoot us. But I take 3 hits from the 3001D, damages my engine, and I accidentally use my repair kit to repair my track instead of my engine, so I'm pretty much sitting here pretty buggered. As you can see, they got 3 people capping the base. Probably no chance of us being able to get it. So at this point I'm just sitting behind this rock trying not to die from the 3001D. Looking around for the Panzer IV Schmalturm, but I forget he's already dead. But we do get 1 shot. I'm sure we might have been able to finish him off then, but I didn't want to risk dying. I think that's the end of this game. I'll just speed up the end of it there. That's the end of that replay. I'll quickly end this one and I'll jump into the next one I have for you. And here's the second review I have for you. Playing on Ensk, still with our platoon mate from Cirque. Looks like a fairly standard battle against tier 5s and 6s. Doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty confident in this tank. I'm comfortable with the gun and the maneuverability. Just speed up the first 20 seconds as usual. And I decided to go straight into the town because that's where I feel comfortable brawling. Even though you may think this is a sniper tank, and you can use it as a sniping tank, I decided to I decided I'm a better player as a brawler. Well, I like playing peekaboo. So there's our first two opponents. Seeing if I can get shots on this guy here. I didn't think I managed to get a single shot off on the Stug. Or the Stug. So I decided to see if I can push through the middle a bit and get some damage off. I go back, I think, spotted the KV-1 here. To see what we can do to him. You're 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots, and he only managed to shoot me once. And all he managed to do there was damage my tracks. Something took a shot to me there. I think it might have been the Stug, but he only hit the wall. Or could have been artillery actually. Yeah, I think it might have been artillery, it's more likely. But we cleaned him up, still on full health. But I think this makes me a bit overconfident here. As I see a Hellcat on the corner there. And pretty stupidly, we wait for him. And we take shots from the VK. We do finish off Hellcat. And we start putting fire into the VK-3601H. And look at the damage on that gun. It's not much alpha damage, but if an enemy is stupid enough to sit in front of you, then they will take a hell of a lot of damage. I'm just shooting this guy as he goes round here. Now, if I hadn't been using auto aim, I probably could have finished him off. But the Churchill does have a good rate of fire, so I'm not sure. It's a bit of a toss-up between the two of us getting that kill. So I go back for the 3601H, seeing if I can finish him off. Taking fire from a lot of guys. So you just keep trying to shoot the front of his armor, thinking I can go through it pretty easily, but it's proving troublesome. Try and shoot his lower glacis. I think we get 1 damaging shot into the side of him, then yeah, he gets ammo racked by the KV-1S. I was confident that LEM4 around here tries to destroy the KV-1, and he's got 1% health that gets destroyed. So we go around to try and finish him off. Since he has dirt, we know he's got a long reload. But we bounce a shot, track him, and finally get a shot into his engine. And we're about to capture the base, so there's only 2 of them left, the T-49 and a grill. But the grill is about to be destroyed, so obviously the artillery can't go anywhere near him. Just speed this up a little bit. So I decided to just go to their base and just try and cap. Artillery gets destroyed before you can even get a shot off. Oh, if you're wondering about the sound of the engine and the gun, by the way, I should have forgotten. I'm using Gnome Father's historical gun and engine mods. Very good sound mods. Highly recommend you download them. If enough of you request it or don't know where to find them, I can put links in the description. Now, I know that the Churchill in the chat there said to stop the cap, and normally I would have, but I knew they were going to kill the T-49 anyway. Which they do just before the end, I'm sure they do. Maybe not. I thought they did. Oh well. Anyway, hope that's given you a little bit of an overview of what the Type T-34 is capable of. Let's jump back to the garage. I didn't actually have the replay for my Mastery Badge Ace Tanker game in this tank. Well, I do have the replay, but it's from a it's from like a few patches ago. I do have the screenshots, and I'll try and put them up on the screen now, so you can just have a look at what you can expect with regards of an average game in this thing to be able to get the Ace Tanker badge. So let's jump back to the garage. So I managed to find the screenshots, 35,500 credits, 4,620 XP, Top Gun, Spartan, and is that Defender? I think it might be. It was a really good encounter battle, unfortunately, obviously with triple XP. 1,188 damage, 6 tanks destroyed, 1,027 base XP. It's a very good game. I think it was on Redshire. Don't know how I could have forgotten, I just seen it. 21 direct hits, 17 penetrations, 1,830 potential damage received. That's a hell of a lot. 618 damage upon spotting. And 34 shots fired altogether. 31,215 credits profit altogether. Very nice. Well guys, thanks for watching my Type T-34 review. I hope it was helpful to you. And next time when we come back, we'll be looking at the M10 Wolverine. Another fantastic tank. But yes, if it was helpful to you, please rate, comment and subscribe for more. I will get these up a lot more often than I have been. I've just been experimenting with a lot of different stuff on my channel lately. If you have any requests for future tanks, or any reviews, please let me know. I have like almost every premium tank in the game, if not every premium tank. So if there's anything of interest to you, leave a comment and let me know. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.